Greetings, children! Welcome to the capital wasteland. Just kidding. But can you imagine? Can you imagine a wasteland like that? I can. I can. In a story called Old Man Logan. But before we start with that, let's introduce ourselves. As always, you are joined by Michael.
I am Bruno. That was a great transition, by the way.
Right?
It's amazing.
So, Old Man Logan.
Before we start talking about Old Man Logan, I have a story, about, the book Old Man Logan.
Oh, yes.
So, I've already told you, part of this story.
Mm-hmm.
But, when I was, 9 or 10, I went to a local library because I'd have to wait for you to come out of school.
I know, I'm such a selfish prick.
Yeah, because my school would get out, an hour and a half earlier than yours would. So I have to wait for you, so I'd go to the library. And in the library, I found 2 books. I found Spider-Man Noir and Old Man Logan.
Spider-Man Noir? We should do a video on that.
Yeah. It's not like we have, and we screwed it all up.
Yeah. Man, we should think about recording that.
Anyways. So, and I read those 2 books as a 9-year-old kid who thought that comic books was all kid stuff.
Warning, comic books are not for kids.
Those 2 comic books showed me, 1, that comic books are not for children anymore, and that comic books can be really effed up.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Now, when you say effed up, how do you mean effed up?
Like, Wolverine killing the X-Men effed up.
Did you hear that, folks? That's what you're in for, in Old Man Logan. Now that you know, I think we can properly begin.
Indeed.
So, for people who don't know, Old Man Logan tells the story of a distant future where all the superheroes have died, and the only ones left are in hiding, basically. The main one being Wolverine, who has not used his claws in well over 50 years?
Nor the name Wolverine, because of Logan.
Yep, just goes by Logan. He's got a wife, he's got kids, he's got a nice little ranch on the Banners farm. Until everything goes wrong. When the Fire Nation attacks.
Yeah, it's crossover.
It's not actually. It's the Hulk children. They get kind of mad. And then Hawkeye's like, hey man, let's go cross country and get some money. Wolverine's like, fuck yeah. But all of everything's not sunshine and rainbows, of course. This was a really interesting comic. It really was. I remember when I first read it, or I even heard about it. This is weird, because it's almost not a comic book. It's more of just a post-apocalyptic road trip, really. It's definitely the most interesting story I've ever read so far, and it has a symbiote dinosaur, so how can you not like it?
Old Man Logan's really cool. I remember reading it as a kid and not knowing exactly how awesome it was, as I did when I reread it for the video.
Mm-hmm.
But even as a kid, I was like, this is awesome. It was really effed up and scarred me for life. But I knew that it was a really good piece of writing that I had just read.
Mm-hmm, definitely. I mean, there's parts in it that are so clever because they use cameos, but in the best possible way. Like when he picks up Captain America's shield, or he has Iron Man's gauntlets, or there's another really good... Ultron. I think
I love Ultron.
Ultron is hands down the best character in this story, and I'm not going to spoil it because that's one of the few things I want people to see on their own if you haven't read it yet. If you have, you guys know what I'm talking about.
I love the part when they get to the city where they meet Ultron, and that's the place where the villains defeated Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor's hammer is in a crater in the middle of the city, and it's a tourist attraction. People try to pick it up.
Yeah, which is... It was straight... The whole culture that evolved around not having superheroes was interesting, because they just became gods, essentially.
Yeah. When you really think about it, eventually Red Skull was gonna fall. Because he killed the heroes, he turned them all into martyrs.
Yeah.
Basically.
It was a huge mistake. And I think that's why in the Marvel Universe something like this never happened. Like,
Yeah.
in the actual, like, main universe.
Yeah, because I feel like in the regular universe, like, if somebody came to Red Skull at that planet, he's like, are you stupid?
It's the same idea behind 1602 and sending Captain America back in time, which we're going to talk about 1602 at some point. But, yeah, no, it's the same idea. It's if you kill a hero, they become a martyr. And that was so interesting to me, especially, you know, because, like, all the, like, the names of places, like, when you find out why they're named that, because there's, what was it, Hammerfell, which is where... Hammerfall, which is where Thor is.
Or something.
And then, what was the other one? It was...
Pym Falls?
Yeah, Pym Falls, which was a monument to his defeat, I guess you could say.
Hank Pym is an a-hole and, like, a really weird and insane person. But, like, seeing his body like that, just, like, strewn about, like, this highway, and, like, them calling it Pym Falls, I was like, man, dude, you deserve better.
It was a different kind of messed up, especially for Marvel. Just that comic in general, what they had Wolverine do.
I heard that it was a response to a DC comic. That a DC comic that was sort of, like, real and, like, bloody and gory, like, that came out, and people really liked it. So Marvel was like, we need a comic like that.
So they
Somebody
did.
make a comic like that.
I could see that. I'm not sure, though, because the Old Man Logan story itself is just so... Like, I feel like that's something that's been in the writer's mind for a while.
Well, it's Mark Millar. Mark Millar is a really good writer.
Right. I mean, that it shows. It shows so much just in this comic alone.
Yeah, he's the same guy who wrote Civil War.
Yeah, I feel like... Should we talk about what happened to Wolverine?
Well, I think we already said at the beginning of the videos.
Yeah, but should we, like... I think we should go into it.
Yeah.
So...
Like that's the part of the book that reading it as a kid, I, like, had to close it and was like, do I want to keep reading this?
It still makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I think about it, and it still makes me uncomfortable. So, for, you know, the 7 of you that haven't read Old Man Logan yet, what's wrong with you? Basically, the reason Logan hasn't used his claws is because he did something horrible 50 years ago. And the whole comic series is leading up to it. And if you don't want to hear it, then I suggest you skip to, you'll figure it out.
I'll
move forward until we're not talking about it anymore.
I'll go put a timestamp in the description, hopefully. Probably.
No, we won't.
Michael, Jr., remember to do that.
Yes. So, basically, the reason all the superheroes die is because all the supervillains decide to finally team up and take them all out. And I didn't realize how scary of an idea that was until I saw what they did to Wolverine. And, man, that scene where Hawkeye is just like, what did they do to you, man?
It was one villain that took out Wolverine, and it was the one villain that probably everybody, like, underestimated the entire run of his life in comic books.
Oh, yeah. I thought Mysterio was the most useless villain ever to be conceived, and then he just fucked up Wolverine.
Like, he is the one person in Marvel Comics to defeat Wolverine.
So, for the people that are still wondering exactly what happened, I'll fill you in. So, the X-Mansion is attacked by every supervillain ever, basically. And Wolverine is the only one there for some reason. And so he's there fighting off everyone. And it's an intense battle. That's crazy. Like, they're trying to hold him back, and he's just, like, slashing through him, ripping him to shreds, until finally it's him and Bullseye left. And him and Bullseye are just going at it, like no one's dying. It's ridiculous. He finally does it. And then Mysterio walks in. And you realize, and he does too, that it was all an illusion. And listeners at home, I want you to take a guess at who the villains actually were behind the disguises. Because I don't want to say it out loud. It hurts so much. And I can understand why Wolverine was in such bad shape.
I love the point afterwards where he says that he goes into the forest and he doesn't know how long he's walking for, but he knows that like even the wolves are afraid of him and they walk away. Mm-hmm. And that's like something that's really big because in the Wolverine Origins book, like he goes out into the forest like as a kid and the wolves take him in as family. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that this was written after Origins. That's a pretty cool thing to take from Origins, if he did take it from Origins.
Well, I would
and
assume
to make
so.
it that now, like, the wolves fear him. And I also love that, like, as an act of penance, he, like, laid his head down on the train tracks and waited for the train.
Yeah, what's the line he says? But you knew that wouldn't kill you. And he said, no, but it would hurt. And sometimes that's enough. I was like, damn! And then, of course, that's not the end, because why on earth would that be the worst thing to happen to Wolverine? Do you wanna take over from here?
Well, I'll say this, that Wolverine and Hawkeye finished their cross-country trip. By the way, it's so sad what happens to Hawkeye.
I know!
It's so freaking sad.
It's just... It's not fair.
It's not fair.
I don't say this...
It is fair because Wolverine gets everyone back in the end.
He does, but at the same time, it's like... Hawkeye didn't deserve it. Uh-huh. Like, for the one time, there was a character where I was like, he deserves the best thing ever to happen to him. Nothing. Because even he was shit on through the whole journey. His own daughter tried to kill him.
But I love though, that the whole thing with the sting operation, first off, and they kill Hawkeye, they shoot up Wolverine, and they take them both in body bags back to the president, who's the Red Skull.
All under the prospect, by the way, of hope for future superheroes.
Yeah. So basically, hope for future superheroes is shattered. And then they take the body bags to the Red Skull, and they're like, and Red Skull's like, so you crushed the little rebellion thing? And they're like, yeah, we brought you Hawkeye and one of his friends. And then one of the guards opens up the body bags and like, hey, looks like his wound's healed. And that's the one where you're like, everybody is dead.
Yeah, it's at that point that the whole thing just turns.
Wolverine erupts from the body bag and kills all of the guards, the whole time never using his claws.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now he uses his bare hands, doesn't he?
He like kills them all, and then Red Skull locks them in his trophy room, which is where he keeps like his trophies from all the heroes that he killed.
Yeah, he's got Captain America's shield, Thor's outfit, Iron Man's suit,
Doctor Strange's cloak. He's got the Silver Surfer's board. I don't know if you saw it in there.
Which I don't know how the hell they killed the Silver Surfer. It doesn't, whatever. Like, but no Deadpool, by the way, in all of this.
But like, what was it? So.
I just looked at the audio form. That's not good.
I love that he kills the Red Skull with Captain America's shield.
I love that as well. That was one of the best parts about this.
Yeah, I love that he holds up the shield, and then Red Skull's like,
you haven't got the guts.
And then just immediately just
decapitation.
The shield. And then he puts on Iron Man's armor, and he shoots out all the guards, and then escapes.
Something I wanted to touch on about Red Skull, though, is it shows how futile every villain's effort is. Mm-hmm. Because he destroyed Captain America. I mean, destroyed him. Not gonna go into detail on that, because even that's fucked up.
That crushed my 9-year-old soul.
There's so much wrong with that. That's the one part in it that, honestly, I hate and I wish someone would rewrite. Because I think Captain deserves a much better send-off than that. Like, make it hurt, fine, but that last bit was too much for me. Way too much. But, no, it shows how futile every villain's effort is, because he wins, he defeats Captain America, and yet for some reason it's still not enough for him. And it drives him insane. Like, he's literally insane at that point. I know what you're thinking. Red Skull's already insane. No.
He walks around his new White House as the president wearing Captain America's outfit.
Still bloodstained from the battle that they had. Like, it is gruesomely weird. And I think it's actually implied that he's wearing his skin, not just that outfit.
I took it as just the suit.
I wasn't sure, because his face looks a little looser than it should. But it could just be that he's old.
I think it's just because he's a lot skinnier than Captain America is.
Maybe. It was just, it's a really off-putting image.
Or at least his face is, because his face is more like a skull.
For that issue, that's the cover, so I mean,
yeah.
like, you know you're getting into, like, immediately. Oh, God, that was such a gruesome scene. And then, of course, I love, he does that, and he could still use a shield if he wanted to,
yeah.
but he's just like, I gotta find something for the kids, find something for the kids. I just love that he's still, like, the joking, like, wisecracking Wolverine. For, like, that split second. Like, that split second you get that, like, glimpse of old Marvel, like, coming through in this, like, really dark and just somber tale, really. Mm-hmm. And then, so he flies off in Iron Man's suit with a suitcase full of, like, millions of dollars to pay off his debt that he owes the Banner family. And he gets home.
Oh, God.
He gets home to find his family massacred. And of course the townspeople are assholes and they just left them there. That was my favorite part.
I didn't take it as the townspeople were assholes. It's just that they were so afraid of the Banner family that they were like Logan, like, don't go piss them off because they'll come back here and they'll kill us too.
No, I say they're assholes because it happened like 3 days ago and then they're just like, hey, your family's dead in there. We didn't cover them up or anything. They're just kind of bleeding on the ground.
Well, I also took it like maybe they were afraid to go in the house.
I can see that too, but it's like, come on.
Well, because, like, if a crazy Hulk...
But how did they know? That's what I want to know. They had to go in the house at some point.
Well, yeah, but, like, you can see somebody going in the house and be like, nobody go in there. Everybody get away.
That's fair enough. Semantics at this point. But that's the point where the claws come out.
I love how he's standing there, and the old man's like, now, Logan, don't be going and doing anything that you don't, like, that you're going to regret. And he's like, that's not my name. And then he finally pops his claws, and he's like,
Wolverine.
It's Wolverine. And then the whole last issue...
Which is its own thing, by the way, like its own separate thing, because it really has to be.
Its own separate thing. It's a giant-sized issue, and it's just him going and massacring the Hulk family. Like, every single one of them.
Yeah, until, of course, it comes down to Big Daddy Bruce. And... do you want to say what happens, or should I say what happens?
Go ahead, say what happens.
So, Wolverine loses to the Hulk, in a way. The Hulk eats Wolverine, which he realizes very quickly is a bad idea. Because it's one of his sons, right?
Yeah.
One of his sons is just like, Paul, you ate him?
I think his son that's, like, the least inbred.
Yeah, he looked like the most normal.
Yeah, because he comes in, and he says, like, how many cousins removed he is, and he's like the most cousins removed he can be,
so he's the least inbred.
Yeah.
But no, so then there's Wolverine just chilling out in Hulk's stomach, and all of a sudden Hulk gets some indigestion, and out from his spine pops Wolverine.
I love that just proves my theory that Wolverine could kill the Hulk if he wanted to.
Yeah, no, absolutely he could. Absolutely, like, without a doubt. The Hulk could kill the Wolverine could kill the Hulk. Like, that's not a question at all. But the revenge that Hulk takes on Bruce, even after he's dead.
That Hulk takes on Bruce, or that Wolverine?
Or that Wolverine takes on Bruce. Edit that out, Michael. The revenge that Wolverine takes on the Hulk is probably the greatest, like, irony I've ever seen in anything ever.
Yeah.
Just, you stole my family, I'm going to steal yours. Just stealing the Hulk's last son.
Yeah, and then, like, for those listening at home, he doesn't kill his baby and then he kills him. He, like, takes him.
Yeah, he takes the baby off on, like, an epic road trip.
I love that that's how it ends, is that he has the baby on his back in, like, a little backpack, and he just rides off into the sunset.
Yeah, which is amazing. And even cooler, because, as some of you probably know, Old Man Logan is one of the universes featured in Secret Wars, which is going to be coming up soon, which... This is the first video on the lead up to Secret Wars, by the way.
Oh, yes. Except we're going to take a little break, because Convergence comes first, and we didn't realize it until we already finished reading Old Man Logan.
Also, none of this is coming through on the capture.
That's really awesome.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Except that was coming through.
Alright, cool. Anyways.
So, yeah, that... Yeah, Old Man Logan was so good. And now that we've gotten through, like, the main plot, I think now we can just, like, touch on small things that we really enjoyed. Do you want to start? Just, like, small moments that, like, caught your eye, things that maybe you didn't like, things that you really liked, but, like, weren't a huge part.
I love, like, all the little touches there are in the book that give you a hint as to what all has happened in the time that's passed. Like, when Hawkeye says that people still believe that Reed and Sue are going to come and save the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not dead. Like, they got lost in, like, the multiverse or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're still alive, technically.
Which, like, again, just turns the heroes into gods to the people.
Yeah, it's like, oh, now they're in another dimension.
Like Reed and Sue can be taken as, like, an allegory for, like, Jesus. Like, the son coming back to save us.
Mm-hmm. No, it's all interesting how the superhero mythos, like, expands once they're gone. Like, it doesn't fade away like the villain's hopes. Like, it just becomes stronger.
Yeah, like, when a superhero dies, like, there's a great quote by Batman, and that Superman is, like, telling him something, and Batman's like, Superman, you have no room to talk. The last time you inspired anybody was when you died.
That's true.
And, like, that's so true in that when a superhero dies, like, it's not what the villain wants. Like, it's probably the exact opposite of what the villain wants. Because their death just elevates them to more than a hero. Which, yeah, I'm glad that Old Man Logan touched on that. And I'm glad that it didn't touch on it in such, like, a in-your-face way. It was just, like, in the background and subtle and just slowly building. It's just, so... You probably know a little more than I do in regards to this, so who all is left? I know Wolverine and then Hawkeye was left. Hawkeye.
The Spider... no, she doesn't count.
Yeah.
But there is a Spider-Woman.
Yeah.
Spoilers. She's not nice.
And then there's Emma Frost.
Right, Emma Frost and her mutants.
Yeah. We don't get a taste of, like, which mutants survived, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, Black Bolt survived.
Dude.
You knew this was coming.
Black Bolt.
Wait. Ding, ding!
I take it, like, the way that I took that was that all the Inhumans are dead except for Black Bolt. So he's just with the mutants because there's no other place for him to go.
The way I took it was like all the mutants are just chilling out together.
Oh my gosh.
And Black Bolt was like, hey, I'm a mutant, I should be here.
They're not mutants, though. They're different.
Explain the difference to me, please.
Mutants are humans that, like, you know, they're mutants, so they're different.
Yeah, because their genes changed.
Yeah, because their genes changed.
Right.
Inhumans are a different species.
Aren't they
They're
human?
not even human.
Aren't
they
they
just
human?
Look human.
They're human.
That's like a Time Lord's a human, Michael.
Were they born on Earth?
Michael? No, they were not. They're born on a Tillin.
Why are they here? Why are all of them here?
Because the Kree took cavemen, messed with their genes so much that after generations of evolution, they became an entirely different species.
Oh, okay, so people's genes changed.
Oh my gosh.
They mutated? Is that what you're saying?
So are you saying that we're all fish?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Michael. I'm never going to be able to win this argument.
No. Okay. We don't have to argue about whether Black Bolt's a mutant, because he is, but what we can talk about, we can agree on the fact that the way he kills the fucking symbiote T-Rex is awesome.
That was really awesome.
Just in front of their car. Who's that? Cover your ears.
Oh, yeah.
And then he doesn't even, like, speak, he whistles, huh?
No, you have to look really closely at his caption, because it's, like, really little, but he, like, subtly whispers stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was whistling.
Yeah, like, when I was reading it in the library...
I thought it was, like, S, like, it was just, like...
Oh, no, when I was reading it in the library when I was little, I, like, had to put the book, like, up to my eyes, but yeah, it's, like, really little, but it says stop.
Wow. Like, I cannot fathom how powerful Black Bolt must be. Like, truly, he is the most important mutant in the Marvel
Yeah,
universe.
that's probably why he's the only Inhuman left in Old Man Logan.
Inhuman, sure. You keep using that word.
The way that I always differentiate between mutants and Inhumans is that the strongest mutant's abilities is on par of that of the weakest Inhuman. Like, Inhumans' power levels are just, like, huge compared to mutants.
That's crazy. Although Jean Grey, I think...
Well, when she has the Phoenix. then she's like an entity, unless Jean Grey.
That's true. Yeah, the Phoenix isn't even Jean Grey. Like, that's the Phoenix.
I liked that they touched that Doctor Doom is still alive.
Oh yeah, they did, huh? But he doesn't really do anything. Oh, he's married to Emma Frost, isn't that what happened? Yeah,
Emma Frost.
Which didn't really. They should have gone to Doom territory. They didn't. I was really disappointed.
Doom territory was taken over by somebody else.
It wasn't. Oh, it was Kingpin.
Yeah,
Kingpin killed Magneto.
Well, I know the Doom territory was taken over by somebody else.
Did they touch on it? Did we
it's
go there?
It's just on the map.
Oh,
it's
okay.
on the map. It says.
Oh, it says formerly Dr. Doom's territory. So I don't think Doom is alive anymore.
No, he's there.
Is he?
I think what happens is that the person comes in Doom, and Doom steps down because Emma Frost is like, I'm building a place for mutants. Like, you protect us, and I'll marry you. Because Dr. Doom's, like, one of his plans that reoccurs a few times, and what I mean by a few times is this happened once with Scarlet Witch, is that he will marry powerful people to try to siphon their power from them. Because that's another thing with Dr. Doom, is that he's just wanting power.
Right.
Like, more and more power. Like, he wants to be a god.
Which, I mean, he's close. Ish. Not really.
In the original Secret Wars, he steals the power of the Beyonder and he becomes a god for a little bit.
That's, okay. That's just, don't do that. Don't take God's power. Listen, people, I know you're listening outside, and you think stealing God's power is bad, okay? And you shouldn't do it because it's bad, and drugs are bad, okay? God damn it. I cannot tell you how happy I am that Old Man Logan is going to be in Secret Wars.
Right.
Because I'm just imagining him and, like, baby Hulk. Baby.
Yeah, but, like, a little bit grown up. You know what I'm thinking they're going to do? Is the baby's a little bit grown up, so it can't really talk yet, and it can't really understand stuff yet. So Old Man Logan is just going to point at people and be like, Hulk, smash. And that's how they're going to work with Hulk smash.
I hope so. I hope so.
That would be so awesome.
No, either that, or I hope he's like a super fucking smart Hulk.
Yeah, but like, can't you just see? Because like the Old Man Logan book is going to be about him traveling to the other Battle World locations. So like, if you
in the Spider-Mobile.
Yeah. No, it's probably going to be on the horse or something.
Well, he drove away in the Spider-Mobile.
No, he drove away on a horse. He was on a horse.
Was he on a horse?
Yeah, because remember he escaped the President's building in Iron Man's armor.
You're right. Never mind.
But
corrected.
But just imagine, like him, like getting destroyed by a villain, and the villain's about to kill him, and he just points to the villain, and he's like, "Hulk, smash!" And then the baby just comes out of nowhere and like destroys him,
ruins him. Oh god! I'm imagining like a monkey, like a big green monkey, just falling from the fucking rafters and beating the shit out of him. This is gonna be interesting. Secret Wars is going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Who are you hoping that Old Man Logan comes across? Like, who are you hoping that he comes across and stays with for a little bit? Because you know that's how, like, there's going to be cameos and there's going to be, like, ones he teams up with.
I want to see him meet the regular Marvel Universe and the Ultimate Universe. I say both of them because they're like, basically on the same, like, little country. Because in the Ultimate Universe, Wolverine's dead. And in the regular Marvel Universe, now Wolverine's dead.
Right.
So it'd be really cool for them to meet not only Wolverine again, but an older Wolverine who's been through so much that even the regular Wolverine hasn't been through.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I think I most want to see him go to the Savage Lands, but I think that's just because I want everything to take place in the Savage Lands.
No.
And only with the dinosaurs.
You know what we need to see? We need to see Old Man Logan versus the Maestro.
Oh, that would be perfection.
That would be super freaking awesome.
I can just imagine, just like, you really think you're going to kill me? I did it once.
Imagine the final issue of Old Man Logan's Secret Wars, then like the cover is just Old Man Logan with his claws, like just flying at like the Maestro, who's just standing there like ready to take him on, and the whole last issue is just this huge battle between them.
I think that would be great. I mean, we're probably putting more focus on Old Man Logan than is going to be put on him.
Like, but then again, I would not doubt.
Oh, but he has his own line, like his own series.
Yeah, he has his
right?
own series.
Okay, yeah. So no, he's gonna get plenty of
if he doesn't fight the Maestro, I'm going to be more surprised than if he does fight the Maestro.
I would be too, because him fighting another Hulk,
like especially the Maestro Hulk.
Yeah, because isn't that like the most powerful Hulk that there is? Basically,
it's basically the Hulk that he fought, except like it didn't go crazy inbred.
Yeah, so stronger and smarter.
Yeah.
Which, so weird. I don't, like, on one hand, I want to see the story that led up to Old Man Logan, and I don't. I never want to, I never want to read that comic ever. I want to know it exists, and then, like, look at the summary, and skip certain parts.
I never want to see that for a couple reasons. One of them being that Reed and Sue are gone. That's okay. That's cool. I'd like to see, like, how they got lost, like, maybe figure out that they are coming back or something like that. But then I know that I have to see Franklin and Valeria die.
Or do we? We don't know if they're dead.
They're gone.
We don't know that.
They're there.
Right, but we also know that Franklin is also 50,000 years in the future.
Well, in the regular Marvel universe.
Yeah, but who's to say he's not there now in Old Man Logan universe? Riding around with Groot. And Valeria... Someone killed Valeria? Really? You think that? Really? Valeria Von Doom? Yeah, okay.
You know who else would be really cool to see Old Man Logan pop up in? See Old Man Logan, because he's going to be going into the different regions. It'd be cool if like he's just like in the background of like certain issues of those regions. It'd be really cool to see him like at the end of one issue being like, we have to pass through this place, so we're just going to do it really quick because it's really dangerous. So we're just going to like run through, and it's the Marvel Zombies versus Age of Ultron universe.
God.
Because just imagine that. Imagine him just trying to get through it.
I honestly want to see Wolverine fighting a horde of zombies.
Like,
but I want to see it in a comic that's not Marvel Zombies.
Because Marvel Zombies is stupid.
Yeah.
But add Old Man Logan into it, like add Old Man Logan into anything.
Basically.
And it gets a million times more awesome. I'm
going to tell you the main series I want it to cross with. And it's not because I love both series, but because I think the dynamic between the two is really interesting. Old Man Logan and 1602.
That'd be really cool.
Because 1602 is in Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have their own line, or are they just in it?
They have their own line.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they have their own line.
I wish that... I know they're not going to, but I wish they could bring back Neil Gaiman for it.
Well, he does owe Marvel one more, like, story.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be this one. I think they would have him do a new one.
I think if they would bring him back to do anything for the last time, it would be 1602.
You think so?
Because if you think about it, they're consolidating all their alternate universes, so I don't think a lot of them are going to survive Secret Wars. I don't think 1602, the entire universe, is going to survive Secret Wars.
No, absolutely not. 1602 is not going to survive.
Which then it would be really cool to have Neil Gaiman come back and like pen the last.
Well, because we know 1602 is not going to continue, because after this we're getting 18 something, right?
Well, 1826 happens during Secret Wars as well.
Right, but I think that's what 1602 is going to be replaced with. I think it's going to be 1826.
Yeah.
And that's where Lady Spider comes from, right?
I have no idea. I have no idea what 1826 is about.
Oh, okay. We should probably look into it.
Yeah. But, anyways, all I know about 1602 during Secret Wars is that, you know that character Angela that I was telling you about from the Spawn?
Yeah, Anti-Spawn.
Yeah. She's now in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, because, Neil Gaiman's good with Marvel.
Right.
So, she's now in the Marvel Universe.
So does that mean Spawn is canon to the Marvel Universe?
No, because I told you about the stuff that happens in Age of Ultron, how, like, Wolverine breaks time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, one of the ripples of that is that Angela gets brought into the Marvel Universe.
Oh, okay, I see.
So, in the regular Marvel Universe, she was like an assassin for Asgard. Well, in Secret Wars, she's going to be an assassin for Queen Elizabeth or Queen Victoria. Is it Queen Elizabeth or is it Queen Victoria in 1602?
In 1602, it's Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, so she's an assassin.
But when are they bringing in the 1602 universe? Because Queen Elizabeth is dead halfway through 1602.
I don't know. But all I know is she's an assassin for the Queen, and she hunts Witchbreed.
Then it's not the Queen, it's King James.
Okay.
No, King James is dead. It might be Victoria. I don't know who he was superseded by.
Okay, but like that's all I know about Secret Wars is that Angela is being brought into 1602 as a hunter for witchbreed.
Oh, okay. This should be interesting.
Which would be really cool if Neil Gaiman comes back to write 1602, because then he's writing for Angela again.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Now that you've said that, I think we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I really hope Old Man Logan pops up in there.
Watch as they've already unveiled, like, who's writing, like, 1602, and we're just being really stupid because we haven't read it yet.
You know what? They probably have. We should probably look this shit up before we start talking about it. What do you guys think? Should we start looking stuff up before we talk about it? Let us know in the comments.
If you think we're stupid and that we should die, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, please do that. But okay. So, any closing thoughts on Old Man Logan here?
Oh gosh.
We kind of spent that last 10 minutes talking about Secret Wars, but you know what? That's important. It's coming up, so leave that in, Michael.
Old Man Logan. Like, even after Secret Wars, like Civil War, Old Man Logan is going to be one of those books that people can go back to and still read after Secret Wars, you know?
Yeah. Because we read it not in lead up to Secret Wars, but because we love that comic. I highly suggest everyone reads Old Man Logan, because it is probably the best.
It's definitely the best Wolverine story.
It's the best Wolverine story, and I honestly think it's the second best, like, standalone universe. Or, like, spin-off universe, I guess you could call it.
It's one of the best spin-off universes.
Yeah, definitely. It's up there with, I mean, you guys, I think by now you know how much I fanboy over 1602.
It's up there with 1602,
2099.
All
the year ones.
I don't know.
So?
I guess the Squadron Supreme?
Maybe, I'm not too sure. House of M was pretty good,
House
right?
of M, yeah, it's up there with House of M. Yeah, it's up there with the top tier.
Definitely.
Like, Ultimate Universes.
Definitely.
Like, it's up there with Ultimate Marvel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think it's up there with Ultimate Marvel.
Okay. Well, which Ultimate?
Ultimate Marvel before
Like,
Jeff Loeb.
Okay.
Before Jeff Loeb and after Jonathan Hickman came and fixed everything.
Okay. Alright, then okay. I think it's a good comparison to make.
So basically, Ultimate Marvel skipping the Jeff Loeb era. No offense to Jeff Loeb. I just don't like your writing on Ultimates.
You hear that, Jeff Loeb? Doesn't like you.
I love Jeff Loeb.
I don't like you either. Oh, man. Burning bridges before we ever even come to them.
Woo!
Woo-hoo!
High five.
Yeah! Hey, that came across on the audio.
Yeah, so I guess we can call this part 1 of our Secret Wars lead-up, which we'll now be taking a break from because we forgot that Convergence comes before Secret Wars.
Shh, they don't have to know that.
But, so, we want to at least finish Forever Evil before Convergence starts. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to make any promises for anything after Forever Evil.
Yeah.
But actually, we'll at least get up to Forever Evil.
Actually, as a matter of fact, everything we're saying scheduling-wise right now, take with a grain of salt. Because it's going to be a crazy lead-up until then.
Yeah.
And we might, like, who knows, we may come across a series that we just suddenly want to read. Like, because it just sparks our interest. Like, we still do, as much as I hate the words that are about to come out of my mouth, I think we need to read Marvel Zombies.
Gosh, dang it.
I think we do. I think, because I know Marvel, and as much as I fucking love them, they're gonna make Marvel Zombies more goddamn important than they need to be. I already know it.
How about we wait till Secret Wars starts?
And see how important they are?
If it's important, then we'll do it.
But, because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, like, we're gonna start, and then we're gonna, like, see the story, and we're not gonna understand shit from it. Because I know we probably have to read Age of Ultron, too.
Oh, yeah, but, like, I already explained to you what happens in
Yeah, we already know what happens in that, but, like, Marvel Zombies just... Ugh.
I hate Marvel Zombies so much.
It's such a bad idea wrapped in a bad writing story, art style.
And then given a really bad origin.
Does it have an origin?
The origin is that from an alternate universe,
Ash, right?
From Evil Dead comes, and he's like, hey guys, like, what's it called? The thing that makes people into zombies in Evil Dead. What's it called? It's like whatchamacallit, you know?
The,
what I'm talking
the
about?
Necronomicon?
Yeah, the Necronomicon.
Oh, right, they're Deadites! They're fucking Deadites!
Yeah, and that's what it is, the Deadites. He's like, the Deadites are coming, you're all gonna turn into zombies, you need to be prepared. And they brush him off like he's crazy, and then they all become zombies.
Yeah. Which, we're not gonna start a rant on Marvel Zombies, we'll save that for a video with Marvel Zombies. Just know that it's going to hurt me internally.
Oh god, we're only gonna do it if we have to.
We're gonna do it for you guys, though. Because, damn it, we love you. I think. I don't know. I don't really know you. Except for you. Yeah, you. What's up?
How
you
meta.
doing? Right? So what do you think? Is that on Old Man Logan? Any final...
I think that is it on Old Man Logan. Besides just saying, Old Man Logan was written by Mark Millar and drawn by Steve Eminem.
Beautifully drawn.
Beautifully drawn by Steve Eminem. The art on this book is amazing.
Yeah, it is one of the... It's honestly... I mean, honestly, the reason I opened this episode with Three Dog is because it reminded me so much of Fallout.
Yeah.
It has such... just that perfect post-apocalyptic feel. Like, everything's a desert, but it's so just like there's such a story behind every ruin.
Yeah.
And it really feels like Three Dogs should be speaking over like that. I feel like Old Man Logan could be happening in the background of Fallout. Like, I really do. It feels like that. Yeah, God, that was such a good series. It was so worth the read. If you haven't read it, go read it. We'll end the video so that you can do that. If you're not going to do that, go do something productive. Tell your mom you love her. If you don't have a mom, tell yourself you love yourself.
If today's episode was too depressing for you, as it was probably depressing for us, like I feel more empty inside after making this video.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep, I think.
Like next up on our list of things to do is Justice League, so we will be feeling better.
Yeah, no, definitely. That'll be a fun video, and we'll have our third host on for that, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe the audio will be cool. What's up? Alright, guys. We've kept you here for almost 45 minutes. I hope you all have a nice day, or night, whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.